Imagine if you went to work one day and you gave your boss a report that said that there was 818,000 more jobs in the economy than there actually are, and it got reported out to all of the American people. That is what we're dealing with these labor statistics reports in this job market, in which all of us are getting completely snowed on what the real information is. This is not a political post. This post is simply to say, oh my gosh, guys, can we be a little bit more realistic about what is really happening in the job market today? We've got people out here applying for thousands of jobs just to get an interview or two. Not just hundreds, not just 600, sometimes thousands of jobs to get an interview. So it's not a big deal right now for people to crank out 300 to 400 job applications a month, is where I have people telling me that are out looking right now. It is an insane economy to be able to try to get a job with this type of inflation and this type of job market. So if you just look at what's happening out there now, some of this, part of people not being able to get jobs for a long time is because people are still applying for jobs in the old way, which is like staying on one job site, not networking, just keep slogging things out with the same resume. If you don't do the things to optimize it for yourself, run your resume through ChatGPT, talk to somebody about the company about every single job, either through their company website or LinkedIn, go to different job sites, all the basic things that anybody needs to do to get a job in the market today, then you're hurting yourself. But really, let's be a little bit more honest about what's out there. Companies are cutting back. There's a lot of layoffs. There's not a lot of frantic hiring going on anymore since the Great Resignation. So now we've got a market in which people are just sitting there cranking out job stuff every single day. And then you get people in a really weird situation where they're like, am I supposed to, if I can't get a job after 3 or 4 months, my unemployment has run out, like, what do I do at this point? Like, you just spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day just applying. What most people do is they end up doing gig work. They end up doing Uber, Lyft, Rover, Wag. They end up doing house sitting, dog sitting. They end up delivering food. They end up, go working, as a bartender or a waitress, whatever you can do in the meantime while you're applying to director of marketing jobs. So it's a real hard slog out there for a lot of people. But there are things like I already mentioned, and the fact that people also need to look for remote gigs that aren't in their area, because remote can be done from anywhere for most of these remote gigs. So if you can't get something in your local area, you live in a small town where there's not a lot of hiring, or you live in an area where hiring is super saturated, then, definitely start looking at temporary work, just to get any kind of money you can coming in, and at the same time also go out and just do gig economy work, because once your employment's run out, there's no reason, without unemployment coming in, just to get any kind of hours or money coming in that you can. And the reason I'm making this post is just to tell people that it's hard to say not to get discouraged, but I want to let them know that they're not crazy. They're not just like in this weird perception of, is this possible that I had 300 to 400 applications a month and that nobody calls me? You're not alone in this. And that's why when you see government or businesses telling people that it's not difficult to get a job, or that the economy is not rough for people, it's completely unrealistic. We got 30, 35, 40-year-old people having to move back in with their parents because life has become so expensive in this economy. And I think we all need to be a little bit more real about it. Tell me, guys, do you think I'm way off here? Is it really not as hard to get a job as I'm making it out to be? I'd like to hear your opinions.